I have a friend who became a member of the Flat Earth Society, which apparently has members all around the globe. I don't want to argue with him because he gets apoplectically angry about it, and I don't want to push him over the edge. But on one occasion we were arguing about it, and he said, "Look, I'll prove it. I'll keep walking in the same direction till I get to the edge." The next day he set off, utterly convinced he was right. Well, he'll come round eventually. A lot of people today believe that the world is flat. Not flat as opposed to spherical. There are such people, I believe, but to be honest, I've never actually met one. But a lot of people believe that the world is flat in the sense of one-dimensional, that there's nothing more to the world than what can be seen or what can be ascertained by experiment, that it is all on one level, so to speak. You know the old computer jargon, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. But a lot of people today believe in WYSIATI, what you see is all there is. It is a rich, complex, and beautiful world, but it's a fleeting world that does not contain within it the seeds of its own renewal, nor indeed of our renewal. And it's a flat world that is not marinated with any element of transcendence. We can see why the depressed Hamlet saw the flatness of the earth as wearisome, as stale, and as draining it of vitality and hope. The Ascension embodies a whole different set of assumptions about our world. The Ascension is not a journey through space from one location to another, like a journey between the Earth and the Moon. It is a transition from one dimension of reality to another. If the Ascension, in any sense, happened, then the world is not flat. It is multi-layered. There is more to it than is dreamt of in many a philosophy. George Herbert expresses this multi-layered view of the world memorably. A man that looks on glass, on it may stay his eye, or, if he pleaseth, through it pass, and then the heaven espy. In other words, the world is porous to something or someone beyond it. What you see is not all there is. We may only get glimpses of that. Most of the time it's beyond our sight, beyond our hearing, like the sound of bats. I remember one of David Attenborough's nature programs where he was filming a cave full of bats, and his wonderful sotto voce commentary saying, "In this cave there are thousands and thousands of bats flying at very high speeds, but we're in absolutely no danger because of their amazing radar system." At which point a bat went smack into his face with considerable force. Most of the time we are unaware of the lower levels of our world. Just occasionally they come smack into our face with a scene or a sound of melting beauty, or a sudden awareness of our lovedness. And, says the worldview on which the Ascension is built, that is the constant reality. That is the ostinato on which the Passacaglia of creation is grounded. And because the Ascension is not a journey through space from one location to another, but a transition from one dimension to another, that reality, that ostinato, that love, is not distant. It's not something we need to search for or reach out for. He's always there, always here. As Francis Thompson put it in the poem that I put in the notes at the back, does the fish soar to find the ocean? No, the fish is in the ocean. It's surrounded by the ocean. The eagle plunge to find the air? No, the eagle is constantly surrounded by it. That is the environment in which we live. Not where the wheeling systems darken and our benumbed conceiving soars. The drift of pinions, would we hearken, beats at our own clay-shuttered doors. The angels keep their ancient places, turn but a stone and start a wing. 'Tis ye, 'tis your estranged faces that miss the many splendid thing. But whence so sad thou canst not sadder, cry, and upon thy so sore loss shall shine the traffic of Jacob's ladder, pitched betwixt heaven and Charing Cross. And Francis Thompson knew about Charing Cross, and he knew about being sad to the point of disintegration, having slept rough in Charing Cross as a homeless drug addict. The world is a many-splendid thing, not a one-dimensional thing. It's charged with the grandeur of God, not cut off from transcendence. It's not stale. There lives the dearest freshness in it. And it's not flat, for that dearest freshness lives deep down things. Which brings me to my second point. In season 2 of The Big Bang Theory, Leonard invites Leslie Winkle round for a date, and he tells his flatmate Sheldon that he would appreciate it if he could make himself scarce for the evening. To which Sheldon replies, Leonard, I'm a published theoretical physicist with 2 doctorates and an IQ that can't be accurately measured by normal tests. How much scarcer could I be? Anyway, he finally gets the message and is sitting on the stairs playing Super Mario on a poorly coded Nintendo 64 emulator. I've absolutely no idea what I just said, but that apparently is what he was doing, when Penny comes past and asks why he's playing computer games on the stairs. Because, says Sheldon, Leonard is upstairs right now with my arch-enemy. Your arch-enemy? Yes, the Doctor Doom to my Mr. Fantastic, the Dr. Octopus to my Spider-Man, the Dr. Savannah to my Captain Marvel. You know, it's amazing how many supervillains have advanced degrees. Graduate schools should probably do a better job of screening these people out. Anyway, it turns out that he's referring to Dr. Leslie Winkle, and Penny says, OK, let me put it this way. If you're really Leonard's friend, you will support him no matter who he wants to be with. To which Sheldon replies, wait a minute, why am I doing all the giving here? If Leonard's really my friend, why doesn't he have to support me in my hatred of Leslie Winkle? To which Penny replies, because love trumps hate. Because love trumps hate. Sheldon's predictable riposte is, oh, now you're just making stuff up. There, I suggest, you have the dilemma of the contemporary world. Because its heart is with Penny, but its head is with Sheldon. It wants to believe that love trumps hate. It wants to believe that love is ultimate. It knows that there's nothing more important in life than loving and being loved. It knows that to lose a job is bad, but to lose someone who loves you is of a completely different order. Their heart is with Penny, but their head is with Sheldon, because they can see no grounds for believing that love does trump hate. Scientifically, they know that we came to be through a long, bloody process of violent competition. They know that love is a reasonably recent arrival on the cosmic stage. They know that love is an evolutionary byproduct that tricks us into perpetuating the species, romantic love, and into protecting the next generation until it's capable of looking after itself, parental love. As Jerry Seinfeld reminds us, babies may look cute, but do not be deceived. Remember why they're here. They're here to replace us. So if we look to the past, love is a bit of a cosmic Johnny-come-lately. And if we look to the future, we are assured that love will not last because entropy will finally put paid to all loving. So is Sheldon right? Is Penny just making stuff up? Is her dictum that love trumps hate an unsupported assertion? Well, I think it would be if it weren't for the doctrine of the Trinity, which we shall be celebrating in a fortnight's time. Because what the doctrine of the Trinity is asserting is that the ultimate fact about existence is a relationship. The ultimate reality is the love between the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. That's the most fundamental of facts. You can split the molecule, you can split the atom, though I don't suggest you try it at home. You may even be able to split the quark, I don't know. But you'll never be able to split the love of the Father for the Son, or the Son for the Father, or the Father for the Spirit, or the Spirit for the Father, or the Spirit for the Son, or the Son for the Spirit. And therefore, there is nothing so basic, so ultimate, or so surely founded and grounded as love. The doctrine of the Trinity grounds the belief that love does trump hate, because love is prior to hatred. Love is older than hatred. Love will outlast hatred. Love is essential, it is of the essence of things, in a way that hatred is not. And because there is nothing more basic or secure, it is into that Trinitarian love that Iona has just been baptized. The Ascension tells us that the world is not flat, that it has depth. And the doctrine of the Trinity tells us that in those depths lives love. That's all very well. You may be thinking, but if we only ever get glimpses of those depths, then are we not functionally cut off from the love we crave? And that would be the case if it weren't for what we celebrate next Sunday, namely the coming of the Spirit. At Pentecost, the Spirit came from the deep down realm to our dimension. The Spirit brought the life and the love of the triune God from the depths to the surface, from the eternal to the now, from heaven to earth, to bring the love for which we were made into the arid and hurting places of our hearts. That was the experience of the boundless love of God breaking through that Iona so movingly relates in her testimony. And not only into the wastes of the human heart, but ultimately into every nano nook and cosmic cranny of the universe. The universe does not contain within it the seeds of its own renewal, but the Holy Ghost over the bent world broods with warm breast and with bright wing